This video is about Athena leads heroes through dangerous maze but Minotaur attacks. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. In the realm of Etheria, where the gods dance among the stars and mortals carve their destinies from the fabric of fate, Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, gazed upon the world below. Through her crystalline veil, she observed the ripples of chaos unfurling in the hearts of men. A whisper of a great darkness loomed over their fates, a tale of betrayal and sacrifice that would soon unfold. Across the rugged terrain of the kingdom of Crete, a sinister presence stirred within the labyrinthine depths of the labyrinth of Daedalus. There, a monstrous Minotaur, a creature birthed from the twisted desires of a vengeful queen and a mighty bull, awaited its prey with a hunger insatiable. The countless souls who had ventured to challenge its might had become nothing more than echoes in the stone corridors, their ambitions swallowed by the shadowy maw of the beast. Athena, sensing the impending doom, descended from Olympus, her golden armor glimmering like sunlight breaking through a storm. She summoned heroes from far and wide, men and women who bore a weight of courage upon their shoulders, each a champion in their own right. Among them were Theseus, the fearless son of Aegeus, armed with a sword forged in the fires of Olympus; Ariadne, daughter of Minos, gifted with divine secrets; and a band of warriors, each possessing unique skills and unyielding hearts. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson and indigo, Athena gathered her champions before the entrance of the labyrinth. "Brave souls," she spoke, her voice resonating with authority and warmth. "You stand on the precipice of fate, where destiny entwines with valor. Within these walls lies the Minotaur, a beast of blood and bone, but it is not the creature you must fear most. It is the darkness within your hearts that will forge your path." Theseus stepped forward, his brow furrowed with determination. "Goddess, grant us your wisdom. We shall slay the beast and break the curse that binds our kingdoms." Athena nodded, her gaze piercing into the very essence of his soul. "Your courage is commendable, Theseus, but remember, survival is as much about wit as it is about strength. Trust in one another, for the maze will test your bond, and take this thread, spun by the fates themselves. It shall guide you back when the time comes." Ariadne accepted the thread, its shimmering brilliance illuminating her hands. "We will not falter, goddess. We will bring hope back to our people," she vowed, her spirit igniting with purpose. The heroes entered the labyrinth, the air thick with anticipation and dread. As they ventured into the depths, the walls seemed to whisper forgotten fears, tales of those who had come before them. The path twisted and turned, branching into seemingly endless corridors. Each step echoed the heartbeats, a reminder of the life and death that loomed around every corner. Hours passed as they navigated the treacherous maze, fighting their own inner demons while forging a bond stronger than steel. They shared stories of love, loss, and honor, each word a stitch in the fabric of their camaraderie. With every turn, the labyrinth felt alive, shifting beneath their feet as if aware of their intentions. Then, a thundering roar shattered the stillness, reverberating through the stone halls. Fear gripped the heroes like a vice, but they pressed on, driven by the promise of glory. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the monstrous Minotaur, eyes like burning coals and tusks sharp as daggers, burst forth from the shadows. The creature bellowed, a sound that shook the very stones of the labyrinth. "Foolish mortals, you dare to challenge my dominion?" It lunged forward, massive hooves pounding the earth, sending shockwaves through the air. Theseus drew his sword, its blade gleaming with divine light. "We do not seek your dominion, beast, but your end," he shouted, charging at the creature with fierce determination. The Minotaur retaliated with a ferocious swipe of its powerful arms, and Theseus barely dodged in time, feeling the rush of wind from the creature as strike whipped past him. "Ariadne, lead us," he commanded, desperate for direction as chaos erupted around them. Ariadne unfurled the gleaming thread, its light illuminating the labyrinth's path. "Follow me, stay together," she urged, her voice cutting through the cacophony of panic. But as they ran, the Minotaur pursued, relentless and furious. The heroes turned a corner, only to find a dead end. Panic surged through them, the walls closing in like the jaws of a beast. "We'll all be trapped," one warrior cried, eyes wide with terror. "Muff!" Ariadne shouted, clenching the thread in her fist. "The thread will guide us. Trust in it, and in each other." The panic in her voice steadied the heroes. They gathered close, drawing strength from their shared resolve. Athena watched from the heavens, her heart heavy with the weight of their struggle. She knew the true test lay not just in facing the Minotaur, but in confronting the darkness within themselves. "Courage is forged in the crucible of fear," she whispered to the winds. The Minotaur, sensing their fear, roared again and charged, its massive horns aimed at Theseus. With a deep breath, he steadied himself, waiting for the perfect moment. As the creature lunged, he sidestepped, the beast's momentum sending it crashing into the stone wall with a resounding impact. Now, he shouted, rallying the heroes. They attacked in unison, striking at the creature with all their might. The Minotaur swung wildly, trying to shake off the blows that rained down upon it, but its fury became a double-edged sword. In the fray, Ariadne spotted an opening in an ancient altar adorned with carvings of the gods. The heart strike at its heart, she urged, her eyes ablaze with determination. Theseus nodded, their bond stronger than any beast. With a battle cry, Theseus climbed atop the Minotaur's back, positioning himself for the final blow. The creature thrashed beneath him, but his resolve was unyielding. For honor, for our people, he bellowed, plunging the blade deep into the creature's chest. The Minotaur let out a deafening roar, one that echoed through the labyrinth and beyond. For a fleeting moment, time stood still. As the monstrous creature collapsed, the heavy weight of destiny settled over the heroes. The victory was short-lived, for as the Minotaur fell, the labyrinth began to quake, the ancient sun shifting in response to its death. "We must hurry," Ariadne cried, the thread flickering in her grasp. "The maze is collapsing." Together, they sprinted through the corridors, the very walls crumbling around them. Shadows of despair loomed, whispering doubts that clawed at their hearts. Each step felt like a battle against fate itself, but the bond they had forged became their beacon in the encroaching darkness. "We will not fall here," Theseus declared, his voice echoing with fierce conviction. "We are heroes, forged in the fires of adversity. We shall break free." With Ariadne leading the way, they twisted and turned, following the thread that shimmered like a guiding star. The very labyrinth that had sought to entrap them now became their ally, revealing hidden paths leading to freedom. As they ran, the walls screamed in defeat, the curse of the Minotaur slowly dissipating with each step. At last, they emerged into the moonlit night, gasping for breath, hearts pounding like war drums. They stood victorious, the labyrinth behind them collapsing in a cloud of dust and stone. The night sky was a tapestry of stars, each glimmer a flicker of hope ignited by their triumph. But even in victory, shadows loomed. The Minotaur's death was but a single chapter in a greater tale, one that would not be easily forgotten. Athena watched from above, knowing that the true battle had only just begun. The darkness that thrived on betrayal and sacrifice still threatened to seep into their hearts, testing their bonds of honor and resolve. As the heroes reveled in their triumph, little did they know that their quest had awakened a deeper darkness, one that would soon rise to challenge not only their bravery but also their very souls. In the heart of every hero lies the potential for both glory and tragedy, and the threads of fate weave ever tighter around them, binding their fates in ways they could scarcely imagine. In the realm of Etheria, the story of these champions was only beginning, a tale woven with threads of destiny, honor, and the pursuit of light amidst encroaching shadows. A labyrinth may have fallen, but the journey ahead promised trials that would test their very essence, forging legends that would echo through time and space. As the dust settled from the collapse of the labyrinth, the heroes stood amidst the ruins, their chests heaving from the exertion of battle. The air was thick with the scent of stone and sweat, a stark reminder of the perilous journey they had just endured. But the moment of respite was short-lived, for even as they caught their breath, a chilling wind swept across the landscape, whispering of impending doom. "We've done it," Ariadne proclaimed, her voice rising above the quiet chaos around them. Yet uncertainty flickered in her eyes. But at what cost? The Minotaur is slain, but the labyrinth was merely a reflection of the darkness that grows. Before Theseus could respond, a rumble echoed across the horizon, reverberating in their bones. From the shadows of the crumbled labyrinth emerged dark clouds, twisting and swirling like a tempest. The ground trembled beneath their feet as if the earth itself recalled at the creature's demise. Athena, watching from her celestial throne, sensed the malevolence spilling forth. "The Minotaur's death has weakened the barriers between realms," she murmured, her heart quickening. "Something ancient stirs, and it hungers for vengeance." As if summoned by her words, a monstrous figure broke free from the storm Beelzebul, the Lord of the Flies, a harbinger of chaos and discord. With wings that blotted out the stars, he hovered before the heroes, a smirk etched across his grotesque face. "Foolish mortals, you think you have triumphed, you have awakened me, and now I shall feast upon your despair." The heroes rallied, stepping forward, instinctively forming a tight circle. Theseus tightened his grip on his sword, the blade pulsing with the warmth of divine light. "We are not afraid of you, creature," he boomed, his voice resolute. "Our journey has forged us. We will not yield to darkness." Beelzebul laughed, a sound like shattering glass. Bravery is but a fleeting spark before the void. You think yourselves heroes. Let us see how quickly that courage fades when faced with true terror. In a flash, the sky darkened, and bolts of fiery lightning erupted around them, striking with a malevolence that scorched the earth. The heroes sprang into action. Ariadne, the thread! Theseus shouted, urgency coursing through him. Guide us. Ariadne uncoiled the shimmering thread, its light cutting through the thickening gloom. Follow me, she cried, leading them through the chaotic storm. The thread glowed like a beacon, illuminating a path amid swirling shadows and growing despair. As they navigated the tumult, Balzabul summoned legions of shadows, monstrous shapes clawing from the depths of darkness. They swarmed like locusts, hissing and shrieking, eager to devour the hero's hope. Hold the line, commanded Theseus, rallying his companions. We fight together. With a battle cry, he charged into the throng, his sword slicing through the shadows, each strike infused with the power of divine will. He carved a path, but the shadows were relentless, striking back with vengeful fury. Beside him, another warrior, a fierce woman named Thera, known for her unmatched archery, loosed arrows that glimmered with ethereal light, finding their targets amidst the chaos. Each arrow struck true, dissolving shadows into wisps of darkness that faded into the ether. Keep your focus, she shouted, her voice clear among the roars of battle. They fear us, we must not falter. At her side, a burly warrior named Philo swung his massive axe, cleaving through the shadowy foes. Let them come, he bellowed, his laughter echoing as he reveled in the fray. We will send them back to the abyss. But Balzabul was undeterred. Do you think your light can extinguish my darkness? He taunted, his laughter resonating like thunder. He raised a hand, summoning a tempest of swirling shadows that coalesced into a massive, nightmarish form, an amalgamation of the hero's worst fears. The creature lunged at them, a formless mass that whispered their names, taunting and teasing their innermost insecurities. Theseus, you read but a boy pretending to be a man, it hissed. Ariadne, you betrayed your family. You will never escape your past. Theseus faltered for a moment, doubt creeping into his heart. But then he caught Ariadne's gaze, her eyes fierce with determination. We are not defined by our fears, he shouted, shaking off the shadow's grip. We define ourselves by our choices. With renewed vigor, the heroes turned their backs on the monstrous form, focusing instead on one another. Did you get that? Philo yelled, raising his axe high. For honor, for each other! Infused with the power of their bond, they struck back against the shadows, the radiant light of their unity slicing through the darkness. The creature recoiled, its form disintegrating into a cloud of despair. Balzabul's expression shifted from amusement to rage. You dare defy me? I will feast upon your souls. He flapped his enormous wings, sending gusts of wind that knocked the heroes off their feet, scattering them like leaves in a storm. But in the chaos, Ariadne clung to the thread, pulling them closer together again. Trust in the light, she cried, her spirit undaunted. We are stronger than this darkness. With a fierce battle cry, Theseus leaped to his feet, brandishing his sword. Let us show him the strength of our hearts. The heroes surged forward, side by side, ready to confront the darkness in unison. They channeled their fear and transformed it into a weapon, striking at Balzabul with the ferocity of united souls. Their light clashed against his shadow, the very essence of their courage igniting a spark that could not be extinguished. Feel the weight of your foolishness. Balzabul roared, conjuring a storm of shadows that surged toward them. But the heroes, united in their resolve, stood firm. They intertwined their strengths, their weapons glowing with the light of their shed spirits. Stand tall, shouted Thera, her arrows finding their mark and illuminating the darkness around them. We fight for more than ourselves. With a final, resounding roar, Theseus led the charge, and as the heroes surged forward, the skies erupted with blinding light. Their combined strength pierced through the shadows, striking Balzabul at his core. The godly creature howled, torn between the light of their courage and the darkness of his own despair. No, this cannot be. He shrieked, the shadows unraveling around him. You will pay for this betrayal. But it was too late. The light engulfed Balzabul, consuming the darkness that had once threatened to engulf him. In a final, explosive burst, the malevolent entity imploded into nothingness, leaving behind a quiet stillness that hummed with the echoes of their victory. Exhausted yet elated, the heroes collapsed to the ground, the remnants of darkness fading from their hearts. They gazed at one another, knowing they had faced not just a monster, but the darkness that dwelled within each of them. We did it, Theseus breathed, his voice a mixture of disbelief and triumph. We faced our fears and stood united. Ariadne smiled through her fatigue, the thread of fate still glowing softly in her hands. Together, we are unstoppable. The darkness may rise again, but we will be ready." Athena, watching from her celestial perch, felt pride swell within her. "You have proven yourselves as champions, bound by honor and courage, but know that the path ahead is fraught with trials. The shadows will always seek to undermine the light." As the first rays of dawn broke through the remnants of night, painting the horizon in hues of gold, the heroes rose to their feet. They had conquered the labyrinth and the darkness within, yet their journey was far from complete. Destiny awaited them, woven with threads of fate that would test their resolve in ways they could scarcely imagine. "Let us forge ahead into the light," Theseus declared, his voice ringing with newfound strength. "Before every shadow we conquer, we bring hope to our people." Hand in hand, they stepped forward, ready to face whatever lay ahead, united in purpose and camaraderie. In the realm of Etheria, their legend was only beginning, a tale of warriors, gods, and the eternal battle against darkness, echoing through the ages as a testament to the power of honor, sacrifice, and unyielding perseverance. As dawn's light broke over the horizon, gilding the ruins of the labyrinth in shimmering gold, Athena's gaze remained fixed upon the weary champions below. Each hero bore the remnants of the recent battle, a blend of sweat, blood, and a flicker of something greater, something divine. Together, they had defied the darkness, but as the morning sun stretched its rays, a new threat lurked in the silence, a lingering shadow. "Move!" Theseus shouted suddenly, snapping his companions from their reverie. The ground beneath them trembled once more, resonating with a malevolence that echoed the horrors they had just faced. The air thickened with an ominous energy, feeling like a storm on the cusp of breaking. Ariadne gripped the glowing thread tightly, its luminescence pulsating with urgency, as she shouted, "This way, we must do." But before she could finish, the ground split open, a chasm yawning wide, revealing a swirling abyss of darkness. From the depths of the void, a sinister laugh echoed, a sound both familiar and terrifying. "Foolish mortals, your victory was but a fleeting illusion." Beelzebub's voice reverberated through the chasm, wrapping around them like a suffocating fog. "I am reborn, and now the true hunt begins." With swift determination, Theseus raised his sword, its edge still gleaming from its previous triumph. "We will not fall again, beasts, you have no power here." But Beelzebub's laughter was unyielding, mocking. "You think you've conquered fear? The true nightmare lies ahead." From the abyss, shadowy tendrils writhed and lashed out, seeking to ensnare the heroes once more. "Stand firm," Thor shouted, notching an arrow and releasing it with deadly precision. The glimmering projectile pierced one of the monstrous tendrils, bursting into radiant light and dissipating the shadow into nothingness. Together, we were unstoppable. With renewed vigor, the heroes joined forces, striking at the tendrils that lashed at them. The ground quaked, and shadows danced around them, clawing at their resolve. It was a chaotic ballet of light and darkness, where every strike echoed their determination to survive. "Beelzebub," Theseus called, his voice cutting through the chaos. "Face us in the light, do not hide in the shadows." "Ah, the brave little hero speaks." Beelzebub's voice dripped with scorn. "But shadows are merely reflections of your truth. Face your fear, and I shall unleash an eternity of darkness upon you." And with that, the shadows thickened, coiling around the heroes, suffocating their spirits. Each warrior felt their darkest memories clawing at their minds. Philo felt the weight of his failures, the countless battles lost before he had even drawn his axe. Ariadne was beset by visions of betrayal, her family's scorn echoing in her ears. "No," she screamed, shaking her head to clear the invasive thoughts. "We are not defined by our past." Theseus, feeling the encroaching despair, grasped her arm firmly. "We are forged by our choices, remember why we fight." As they exchanged glances, the bond they had cultivated in the trenches of battle reignited within them. Their fears became fuel, igniting the flame of their resolve. Together, they chanted in unison, echoing through the darkness. With one accord, they charged forward, striking at the shadows that coiled around them. The light of their unity began to push back against the suffocating gloom, illuminating their way with fierce brilliance. Each blow was a testament to their strength, every step a declaration of their defiance against Beelzebub. Beelzebub's laughter faltered, the shadows retreating as the heroes pressed on. "No, this is not over," he screeched, summoning a storm of shadows to swirl around him, weaving a monstrous tapestry that threatened to engulf them all. "You will never win," shouted Thora, her arrows flying with precision, each a piercing ray of hope. "Your darkness cannot smother our light." With every arrow released, she felt the surge of the goddess' favor, Athena's wisdom guiding her aim. The arrows connected with Beelzebub, chipping away at his monstrous form as he writhed in fury. "Enough," he bellowed, summoning a tempest of darkness that erupted forth like a tidal wave, crushing toward the heroes. They braced for impact, shields raised, hearts pounding in unison. But just as the shadows threatened to swallow them whole, Ariadne, with a thread held high, cried out, "This is our destiny. We will weave our fate, not be bound by yours." The thread glowed brighter, illuminating the shadows in a brilliant cascade of light. Empowered by the thread's magic, the heroes surged forward, slicing through the wave of darkness with the radiance of their hearts. Beelzebub's eyes widened in shock as the heroes tore through the storm, their combined strength manifesting as a force of nature. "No, you cannot defy the abyss," he howled, but it was too late. "Let us end this." Theseus shouted, raising his sword high as he charged at the dark god, the blade shimmering with the essence of divine power. The heroes followed him in an unstoppable tide of light against the encroaching shadow. The impact of their assault sent shockwaves through the air, and Beelzebub followed, his monstrous form flickering as the light engulfed him. "I will return," he screeched, but the brilliance of their unity pierced through the darkness, unraveling his form like a thread pulled from the fabric of reality. With a final, blinding flash, the forces of light extinguished the last remnants of Beelzebub's dark essence, leaving behind only silence. The storm dissipated, revealing a serene sky painted with hues of dawn. Their breaths mingled with newfound hope. The heroes stood amidst the remnants of their battle, their hearts racing with the echoes of victory. "We did it," Theseus said, disbelief creeping into his voice. "We faced the darkness, together." Ariadne, still clasping the shining thread, nodded, her expression resolute. "Together," she echoed. "But we must remain vigilant. There will always be shadows waiting to rise." Athena descended from the sky, her presence radiating wisdom and power. "Brave champions, you have proven your worth not just in battle, but in your hearts. Yet, this victory is but a chapter in a far greater tale." The heroes turned to the goddess, their eyes alight with curiosity. "What must we do now?" They asked, her voice steadier than before. "Your path lies ahead," Athena replied, her eyes shimmering like stars. "You must seek the Heartstone of Etheria, an artifact that will grant you the power to shield your realms from the darkness that looms ever close, but beware, many will seek to claim it for their own. Then we shall find it," Philo declared, his voice booming with fervor. "We will protect our people and bring light where there is none." As the heroes set forth, their hearts ablaze with purpose, a new quest unfolded before them, a tapestry of destiny woven with threads of honor and resilience. With Athena guiding them, they ventured into the realm of Etheria, ready to face whatever challenges fate would weave ahead. The horizon stretched before them, a land ripe with promise and peril, echoing the legends of old. United in spirit, their journey had only just begun, a saga that would bind their names with the stars, eternally echoing through the annals of time. In the realm of Etheria, the stories of gods and heroes continued to unfold, eternally intertwined in the cosmic dance of light and shadow, a testament to the enduring power of courage in the face of despair. As dawn ascended over Etheria, the golden rays filtering through the trees, the air shimmered with the promise of new beginnings. The heroes stood resolute, their gaze fixed on the horizon, where the looming peaks of the Mount Athos pierced the clouds. Athena's command echoed in their hearts, a clarion call to seek the Heartstone, a relic of immense power that could safeguard their realms against impending darkness. "Let us forge our path," Theseus declared, gripping his sword tightly as determination surged within him. Memories of their recent battle against Beelzebub still lingered, each pulse of adrenaline a reminder of their newfound strength. "We will not falter again." Ariadne nodded, the luminous thread still glowing softly in her grasp, an embodiment of their victory and a beacon for their uncertainty. "Together, we shall face whatever lies ahead," she proclaimed, her voice infusing the group with energy. Thera, her quiver brimming with arrows, stepped forward with fierce resolve. "Every shadow we encounter, we will chase it away with our light. Let them come." The flames of battle flickered in her eyes, igniting the spirit of the warriors around her. Philo grinned, his massive axe resting on his shoulder. I relish the thought of meeting darkness head-on. Let us show Etheria what true warriors can do." His laughter rang like thunder, echoing through the trees and driving away remnants of hesitation. As they ventured forth, the trail ahead twisted and turned, weaving through majestic forests and across crystal-clear streams. Each rustle in the underbrush sparked their hearts, a reminder of the unknown dangers that lurked beyond the shadows. The air crackled with anticipation, and the vibrant sounds of nature morphed into a symphony of heroism, a melody that urged them onward. Days turned into nights as they pressed deeper into the heart of Etheria. Their camaraderie flourished, each shared story and laughter weaving them closer together. As twilight descended, they encamped under a blanket of stars that sparkled like diamonds, a flicker of divine guidance amidst the vastness. One evening, as the fire crackled, Theseus turned to his companions as saw a look settling over his features. What if we fail to find the Heartstone? What if darkness rises again? His voice trembled with the weight of unasked questions. Ariadne placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Failure is a step toward growth, Theseus. We are not defined by our victories, but by our willingness to rise again. We have faced the abyss and emerged stronger. Her resolve inspired the others, reminding them of the bonds forged in the crucible of their trials. Thera leaned closer, her eyes glinting in the firelight. Every hero walks a path lined with challenges. It is how we confront those challenges that truly matters. We shall not stand idle while darkness encroaches upon our worlds. With renewed spirits, they resumed their journey at first light, the sun rising with promises of bravery and glory. Soon, they arrived at the foot of Mount Aethers, its peak shrouded in swirling clouds. The mountain loomed like a sentry, guarding the Heartstone hidden within its depths. Here we are, Theseus breathed, suffusing his voice. The Heartstone lies within. Our fates are intertwined with its power, but beware, many will seek to claim it. As they pressed onward, the air grew thick with tension. Each step reverberated against the mountain walls, drawing forth echoes of ancient battles. Shadows danced at the periphery, whispering of trials yet to come. Suddenly, from the depths of the mountain, a colossal stone door etched with ancient runes erupted into view. It groaned ominously, revealing the entrance to the cavernous heart of Aethers. "It looks like the temple is alive," Philo remarked, his voice laced with both excitement and dread. Ariadne stepped forward, her thread glowing brightly. "The Heartstone beckons. We must enter together." With a resolute nod, the heroes pressed through the threshold, the air thickening with anticipation. Inside, the cavern pulsated with energy, its walls shimmering with ethereal light that reflected their every movement. Crystals adorned the stone, each resonating with a rhythm that felt like the heartbeat of the realm itself. But amidst the beauty, a foreboding silence enveloped them. "This place is magnificent," Thera whispered, awed. "But it feels ominous." "Stay alert," Theseus warned. "Plausible shadows may extend even here." The very mention of the dark creature sent a shiver down their spines, memories of their previous battle fresh in their minds. As they ventured deeper into the cavern, the walls began to pulse with their heartbeats, their fears re-emerging from the depths of their subconscious. Suddenly, the ground shook and a low growl resonated through the air. The heroes turned to see two formidable figures emerge from the shadows, gargantuan beasts, their forms cloaked in darkness, with eyes blazing like embers. The defilers of the sacred ground. One growled, its voice a thunderous rumble. "You dare seek the Heartstone?" Theseus stepped forward, sword raised high. "We are champions of Etheria. We seek to protect our realms from the coming darkness. You shall not stand in our way." The beasts snarled, their massive forms towering over the heroes. "Only those who are deemed worthy may pass. Only through trials may you earn the right to wield the Heartstone." As they braced for battle, the cavern trembled once more, and the first beast lunged. Theseus met it with fierce determination, their clash echoing through the cavern. The sound of steel against stone reverberated like a war drum, igniting the spirits of his companions. "Fight together," Ariadne shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We must focus our strength." Thera notched an arrow and loosed it, the projectile glowing as it soared toward the beast, striking true. The creature roared in fury, staggering back. But before it could recover, Philo charged forward, his axe glinting in the dim light. "Now, Theseus," he bellowed, the roar of battle igniting his courage. Theseus seized the moment, launching himself at the beast, his sword cutting through the air like lightning. As the adrenaline coursed through their veins, Ariadne felt the warmth of the thread in her hand, its glow intensifying. "Now is our moment to strike as one." With that call to unity, the group surged forward, attacking the beast with synchronized strikes, their movements fluid and purposeful. Each warrior became an extension of one another, their hearts beating as one. With a final, decisive blow, Theseus plunged his sword deep into the beast's chest. The creature let out a deafening screech before collapsing into a cloud of darkness, its form dissipating like smoke in the wind. But before they could celebrate their victory, the second beast lunged, its eyes ablaze with fury. "You may have slain one, but you do not yet know the trials that await," it growled, its voice reverberating through the chamber. "Stand firm," Theseus shouted, rallying his companions once more. "We are warriors, and we will not back down." As the battle raged on, the remaining beast summoned its power, unleashing tendrils of darkness that lashed out at the heroes. Shadows wrapped around them, seeking to suffocate their resolve. Thera fought valiantly, her arrows illuminating the dark, but the shadows were relentless. Ariadne, feeling the weight of shadows creeping in, grasped the thread tightly. "We are not alone in this fight," she cried, her voice piercing through the gloom. "Remember what we fight for. We fight for our people, for honor." The words emboldened the heroes, igniting a fire within them. They conjured their resolve, and with a powerful outcry, they charged the beast as one, their combined strength illuminating the shadows. Together, Theseus roared as they struck, each blow a testament to their unity, their hearts beating as one against the encroaching darkness. Light surged forth, engulfing the beast, and with a final, earth-shattering shout, they vanquished the creature. It crumbled into shadow, its dark essence dissipating into the air, leaving behind only silence. With the beast defeated, the cavern reverberated with echoes of their victory. The path to the Hearthstone lay open before them, bathed in a radiant glow. "Let us move," Theseus urged, his voice steady. "We must claim the Hearthstone." As they approached the altar at the cavern's heart, the stone glimmered with an ethereal light, pulsating with power. Their hearts raced. They could feel its energy thrumming through the air. "Here it is," Ariadne breathed, all washing over her. The Hearthstone. But as they reached for it, the ground trembled once more, and a chilling laugh echoed through the cavern. "Foolish mortals, you think you can claim the Hearthstone so easily?" From the shadows emerged Beelzebul, his form more grotesque than before, an embodiment of wrath and vengeance. "I will not allow you to wield the power that belongs to me." "Beelzebul!" Theseus growled, his grip tightening on his